You step into the shower like you've done every morning for the last 50 years. The steam rises, the water feels just right, and for a moment, everything is calm. Then it hits. Your knees buckle, the wall blurs, and suddenly, your hand misses the grab bar. Your head slams against the tile. You wake up an hour later, cold, confused, and alone on the bathroom floor. That's how it happened to Stanley Peterson. 75 years old. Lived alone in a quiet neighborhood outside Boston. Healthy, independent, sharp as ever. But one simple decision, taking a shower at the wrong time, changed his life in seconds. What his family thought was a harmless routine turned out to be a trap. And here's the scary part. Stanley's not the exception. He's the warning. For millions of seniors, a daily shower isn't just a habit. It's a hidden danger. You might not feel it creeping in, but the science is there. The statistics are brutal, and the stories are real. I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to show you how to stay safe. What you'll learn in this video might just save your life or the life of someone you love. But you have to pay attention. Because one overlooked detail could be the reason you never walk out of that bathroom again. Let me tell you about Doris, 72, a retired teacher from Philadelphia. Lived by the clock, up by 6, showered by 6:15. Coffee at 6:30? She loved routine. She thought it kept her sharp. But one Tuesday morning, everything changed. She turned on the water, stepped in, and seconds later, her vision blurred. Her balance gave out. She collapsed before she could even call for help. Broken hip, hospital stay, weeks of rehab. She never returned to that same level of independence. What happened? Doris had no idea that between 4 and 8 in the morning, her body was at war with itself. During those early hours, your blood pressure is the most unstable. It dips while you sleep and then spikes rapidly the moment you wake. It's a pattern known as the morning surge. Doctors at Harvard call it one of the most dangerous biological shifts for older adults. The sudden change in pressure can cause dizziness, fainting, and even heart attacks. Combine that with slippery floors and a closed-off space like a bathroom, and you've got a recipe for disaster. But no one tells you that. Not your doctor, not your kids, not your nurse. That's why we're here. Because there's something you can do about it. You don't need to give up your shower. You just need to time it better. Shift it to mid-morning, between 10 and noon, when your blood pressure has stabilized and your body is more alert. It might sound like a small thing, but for Doris, that one change could have prevented a fall that stole her independence. For you, it might be the difference between a normal day and a life-altering accident. Now let me ask you something personal. Have you ever felt lightheaded in the shower, even just once? A quick moment where you had to steady yourself, maybe grab the wall or sit down on the toilet afterward to catch your breath? That's not just fatigue. That's your body telling you something's wrong. It's not your imagination. It's a warning. Albert Reynolds learned that the hard way. 83, retired accountant. Never missed a morning shower, hot water, 10 minutes, out the door. He thought nothing of it. Until one day, that hot water triggered an arrhythmia. His heart raced. His chest tightened. He dropped to his knees. Luckily, his daughter was visiting and heard the thud. She called 911 just in time. Albert's cardiologist explained the truth. As we age, our ability to regulate body temperature fades. It's not just about feeling hot or cold. It's about how your body handles sudden changes. Hot water in a cool room shocks your system. Your heart has to work harder, and for many seniors, that's just too much. What saved Albert? A simple adjustment. He lowered the water temperature, 98 degrees, installed an anti-scald valve, a $20 device that could have cost him his life if he didn't have it. Now his daughter checks the water each time she visits. And Albert, he still showers, just smarter. It's these little choices, timing, temperature, awareness, that protect you from the things no one warns you about. You don't need to be afraid of your bathroom, but you do need to respect it. Because for older adults, it's the most dangerous room in the house. There's something else you should know. The medications you take, those tiny pills you trust every morning, they might be setting you up for the very fall you're trying to avoid. Especially blood pressure meds. Think about it. They lower your blood pressure. That's the point. But if you take them at 7 and shower at 7:30, what do you think happens? Dr. Michael Ramirez from Mayo Clinic calls it the double drop. Your medication is kicking in. Your blood pressure is dipping. You step into a hot shower, and your blood vessels dilate even more. The result? Less blood to your brain. More dizziness. Higher risk of fainting. Patricia Sullivan didn't know that. She's 76. A grandmother of 5. Every morning she took her meds, brushed her teeth, and jumped into the shower. She thought the dizziness was just aging, but her doctor showed her the pattern. After shifting her routine, waiting 3 hours post-medication before showering, those dizzy spells disappeared. Just like that. This isn't about fear. It's about information and action. Make a chart. Write it down. Keep it on your fridge. Your medications go here. Your shower goes here. Separate them by at least 2 hours. That's all it takes. Now, before we move on, I want you to pause. Look around your bathroom in your mind. Picture the floor, the lighting, the time you usually walk in there. Ask yourself, is it really as safe as you assume? Because next, we're going to talk about what most people forget. How something as simple as lighting, or the lack of it, can turn a safe space into a trap. And how your eyes, as sharp as they once were, might be missing the dangers right in front of you. But I'll share that in the next part. If you've ever had a dizzy spell or a close call in the shower, I want to hear about it in the comments. Let's talk about it. You're not alone. Be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next part of this life-saving series. You wake up, it's still dark outside. The hallway is dim. The bathroom light hasn't fully warmed up yet. You shuffle toward the shower like always, not realizing your eyes haven't quite adjusted. You think you see the edge of the bath mat, except you don't. Your foot slides, you grab for the towel rack, and down you go. That's exactly what happened to Gregory Harrison, 81 years old, retired postal worker. Hadn't fallen once in his life, until the morning he couldn't see the water pooled at his feet. It was just after 5 in the morning. Still quiet, still dark. His vision was fine, or so he thought. But as doctors later explained, it wasn't. The truth? After 65, our contrast sensitivity, that's the ability to tell light from dark, drops by as much as 60%. We see shadows instead of shapes. Edges blur. And in a bathroom, that's dangerous. Slippery floors, hard corners, sharp fixtures, all waiting to catch you off guard. Dr. Sarah Johnson, a leading geriatric ophthalmologist, says most seniors don't even realize how compromised their vision becomes in low light. And when you mix that with early morning grogginess, it's a setup for injury. The fall shattered Gregory's hip. Months of recovery, lost independence, and a simple regret. "If I had waited just one more hour," he told his daughter, "I would have seen the puddle. I would have avoided it all." You don't need to wait for a scare like that. There's a solution, simple and powerful. Install motion-activated night lights. Place them along the hallway, near the bathroom door, and inside the bathroom itself. Choose lights that softly illuminate the floor and highlight edges. They cost a few dollars, but they can save you from a fall that could change your life. And get a bright, contrasting non-slip mat. Choose bold colors, something your eyes can register. Now think about this. When you first wake up, what's the very first thing your body's missing? It's not caffeine, it's water. You've gone 8 hours without a sip. You're already dehydrated. And dehydration doesn't just make you thirsty, it makes you dizzy, foggy, weak. That morning shower? It adds heat. Heat dilates your blood vessels, pulls blood away from your brain, and increases your chance of fainting. Dr. William Parker, a geriatric hydration specialist at Johns Hopkins, calls this the silent collapse. You step into the heat, your blood pressure drops, and before you know it, you're on the floor. Most seniors don't even realize how dry they are when they wake up. But your body does. That's why Leonard Sullivan, 77, kept having dizzy spells every morning right after his shower. He thought it was just part of aging, until his doctor told him the truth. Now Leonard keeps a glass of water by the sink. Every morning before he showers, he drinks it. 1 glass, 15 minutes. That's all. And just like that, no more dizziness, no more fear of falling. He said it felt like getting control back over something that was quietly slipping away. You can do the same. Keep a cup or bottle in plain sight. Put a sticky note on the mirror if you need to. Make it automatic. Wake up, drink, wait, then shower. You'll be safer, steadier, sharper. It's a tiny habit that can prevent a terrifying accident. But here's something even scarier. What if you fall and no one knows? Think about the early morning hours. Who's awake? Who's checking in? For many seniors, the answer is no one. Beatrice Harper knows this reality too well. 73, widowed, lived alone. She slipped in her 5 a.m. shower and hit her head. She lay on the floor, wet and freezing, for almost 4 hours before a neighbor stopped by to check on her. She could barely speak by the time they found her. Hypothermia had set in. The emergency doctor told her bluntly, had she been found an hour later, we might be having a very different conversation. That's when she made a decision. She never showered before 10 a.m. again. She also installed a waterproof emergency call button in her shower, right next to the handle. Now, if anything happens, help is one press away. She also set up daily morning check-ins. Just a call. A simple, I'm up and okay. These aren't complicated changes. They're smart ones. Whether it's a neighbor, a friend, a daughter, or a senior wellness service, having someone know when you're most vulnerable is life insurance in disguise. And if you insist on showering early, at least text someone first. Let them know. Set a timer. Say you'll call back in 20 minutes. These safety nets take minutes to set up and could buy you the time you need when seconds matter most. Let's pause here. Think about everything we've covered so far. Not just the dangers, but the real stories, the real people. Gregory, Leonard, Beatrice. Their lives changed because of what they didn't know. but yours doesn't have to. If any part of this is hitting home for you, leave me a comment. Just say, I'm with you. Because chances are, if you've watched this far, you've had a close call too. Or someone you love has. In the next part, we're going to talk about one final danger. The one no one talks about, but everyone feels. The mental fog of early mornings. The way your brain, even if your body is fine, can betray you without warning. And what happened to Franklin Wilson will prove just how dangerous that fog can be. But that's coming next. If this helped you in any way, or made you think twice about your routine, hit that like button. Subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the final part of this life-saving series. You reach out to adjust the water and suddenly realize it's scalding hot, but your hand doesn't pull back in time. You freeze for a moment, confused, like your brain didn't get the message fast enough. That's what happened to Franklin Wilson. 79. Strong, independent, lived alone in the same home for over 40 years. Never had a fall, never missed a doctor's appointment, sharp as a tack. Until one quiet morning when his mind just wasn't quick enough. It was 6 o'clock. He had just woken up. The routine was the same as always, but something was different that day. His reaction time was off. He didn't notice the slow climb in water temperature until it was too late. By the time he registered the pain, the burns had already started forming across his back and arms. He had to be rushed to the hospital. His doctor later told him something he'd never considered. Your brain wasn't fully awake yet. Neurologists at Stanford have confirmed what Franklin learned the hard way. Between 4 and 8 in the morning, our cognitive function is at its lowest. Decision-making slows down. Reflexes are dulled. Judgment is clouded. For anyone, this can be a nuisance. For older adults, it can be deadly. Dr. Jonathan Miller, a neurologist who studies circadian rhythms, explains that cognitive performance in seniors dips significantly in those early hours. It's not just about memory, it's about reaction, the ability to make a quick decision, the clarity to recognize danger, the speed to pull back before it's too late. And when you're in the shower, alone, surrounded by heat, water, slick surfaces, that split second matters. Franklin told his son afterward, "If I had taken that same shower at noon, none of this would have happened." He wasn't exaggerating. Timing makes all the difference. But here's the good news. You don't have to accept this as fate. You can work with your brain, not against it. Research shows that your mental sharpness begins to rebound around 10 in the morning and stays strong until mid-afternoon. That's when your coordination improves, your awareness rises, and your reflexes are at their best. That's your window. That's when it's safest. So set a new routine. Shift your showers to between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. It may feel like a small change, but it's a powerful one. And if you're someone who likes structure, even better. Set a daily alarm. Make it part of your rhythm. You'll be stepping into that shower when your body and mind are both working with you, not against you. Another tip? Use a shower timer. Set it for 10 minutes. Why? Because even during your peak cognitive hours, the longer you're in there, the more your body tires, the more your mind drifts. It's easy to lose track of time. That timer? It keeps you alert. It keeps you aware. And it keeps you safe. Now think about how far we've come together. We've talked about how your blood pressure changes in the early morning, how medications can collide with shower timing, how low light and impaired vision can make the bathroom a minefield, how dehydration sneaks in while you sleep, how being alone at the wrong hour can mean help arrives too late, and how your brain, even if you're healthy, even if you feel sharp, can fail you at the exact wrong moment. But now you know better. You know the danger isn't just in the bathroom. It's in the timing. So what will you do differently starting tomorrow? Will you move your shower to mid-morning? Will you install a nightlight? Will you drink a glass of water before you start your day? Will you text your daughter before you step into the shower? Will you give your brain the time it needs to wake up? These aren't dramatic overhauls. They're gentle adjustments. They're moments of awareness. And for someone over 70, those moments can be the difference between a safe morning and an emergency room visit. Let me tell you one last story. Nina Alvarez, 78. She watched her husband fall in the bathroom 3 years ago. He survived, but never fully recovered. Nina was terrified it would happen to her, so she made a decision. She wrote a checklist and taped it to her bathroom mirror. It had 5 things on it. 1. Drink water before showering. 2. Check the time. It must be after 10. 3. Double-check the water temperature. 4. Make sure the night light is working. 5. Text her daughter that she was about to shower. She followed that list every day. One morning, her daughter texted back, "Love you, Mom." Nina smiled, stepped into the shower, and thought to herself, "This is what peace of mind feels like." You deserve that too. The bathroom doesn't have to be a place of fear. Your morning doesn't have to be a risk. You just need to know what to change. So take this seriously. Not out of fear, but out of love for your future, your safety, your independence, your family. If you've made it to this point in the video, I want to thank you. You're part of a growing community that believes in staying informed, staying prepared, and staying empowered. Tell me in the comments, what change will you make starting tomorrow? Will you shift your shower time? Will you add a light? Will you drink water first thing? I want to know. Because you're not just watching. You're choosing to protect yourself. And that matters. Be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss our next video. We're just getting started. There's so much more to share. Stories, tips, and life-saving insights for strong, smart, active seniors like you. Thanks for watching. You're doing better than you think. Stay safe, stay sharp, and I'll see you in the next video.